And as Nigeria continues to grapple with the high inflation in the country, bread makers are one of the highest hit, and they have urged the Nigerian people to brace up to the incoming surge in price. iBrandTV Samuel Okata compiles this report.
A staple food commonly known as bread that has slowly become a critical part of the Nigerian diet is gradually becoming unavailable to the low-income earners as the price of bread continues to skyrocket. The sad news is that Nigerians are urged to prepare for an imminent increase in bread prices, a staple food item for most households in Nigeria. According to the Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria, it revealed the cost of producing bread has surged due to recent government actions. The withdrawal of fuel subsidy and the liberalization of foreign exchange markets have hit the bread producers hard. He also highlighted other factors affecting bread makers, such as the reliance on imported ingredients for baking, such as wheat flour, ascorbic acid, calcium permanganate, yeast, and bread softeners. With the floating forex rate, the cost of clearing these ingredients has skyrocketed, directly impacting the production cost of bread. In our interaction with these bakery owners, they lamented how these factors aforementioned have largely affected their business.
The price is too much for us because the way the thing is going now, it will keep increasing, and before you know, we cannot be able to buy bread again. Because government just needs to help us to do something about it, because this thing is too getting much for us. Let me just say, today we come to Bakery to buy bread. They say the bread is 100 naira. Next tomorrow we go there, they say it's 250. So some people can avoid it because most of every people in this Nigeria, we are not equal. So please, I'm just trying to say this, if you can help us to do something about the price and the flour they are using, the material they are using, it will make sense for us, our customer. Everybody knows what the situation in Nigeria now. Everybody know, because for instance now, even many people are always shouting that flour is cost, flour is too much, this and that. But we that in Nigeria are supposed to know that this thing is normal thing, is going high. So they don't supposed to tell you. If you go to someone to go and buy something, if it's get there, this thing is not change the price. So supposed to know that something they are using to produce it is high.
I feel very bad because the price of bread now is now like ×3 of what we used to buy before. Initially, if you have like 1,000 naira, you can buy 2 bread, then you feed all your family with it. But now, even with 1 bread, it cannot feed anybody. Even you, only you, we finish 1 bread at a go, which is very, very bad. It's very, very bad. The cost of production is very high too. All the materials they purchase in producing the bread is very high. Everything is on the very high side. So in lieu of this, it has made all the prices of products to increase in double prices. So everything has skyrocketed, and it's not very good enough for the country. The economy is so bad right now. The prices of transportation and everything has skyrocketed, and it's really affecting all the citizens of Nigeria. Government should at least please help us reduce the price of cost of production and every other thing they use in producing all these things, because it's really, really affecting. I think the price of the fuel is the major determinant of the price of the increase in production, which has affected everything in all sectors of production and every other thing in Nigeria. So I think the government should please help us reduce the price of the fuel so that we can enjoy what we used to enjoy before as a consumer. It's really crazy. It's not easy to make money. We now use what we used to buy, as in we used to purchase, maybe if you have like 1,000 naira, you can buy 3 products. Now you now use it to buy half of what you used to get before, and it's not encouraging at all. It's really killing.
Prices of materials we are using are actually, most of the materials are actually imported. So as a result of the dollar rise, the products are increasing prices every day, like flour, margarine, and lots of products we use. So the prices are adding up every day because of the dollar fluctuation in the market. The list of bread we were selling before was sold for 250 naira, but as at now, the list bread is selling for 300. as a result of the increase in production materials. So that's why it's like that. The high cost is actually affecting the business in the sense that most of the customers, due to the purchasing power in the country now, they can't afford to buy the bigger loaves of bread. So they go for the lower loaves, which is affordable for them and their family. So it's seriously affecting the business in the sense that, for instance, my bakery have about 11 products we sell. So, but right now, I can basically tell you we have like 5 products that is actually pushing the market because of the increase in price of materials. So customers and final consumers can't buy those bigger loaves because of the price they sell. So it's really affecting the business. Unlike before, if you come here, you meet a lot of people. So many customers, the place is rowdy, everybody is waiting for his or her bread. But now you can see the place everywhere is scanty. We have few customers as a result of the price increments. We only try to see how we can advise them on getting the product to pick fewer loaves so that at least we can still be in the sales. We know they can't buy as much as they buy, but we'll try to encourage them to at least buy, at least still try to push up the volumes a little bit so that the business can still be on. But to be frank with you, the way the things are going in this country, I don't think if it continues like this in the next 2 years, I don't think bakery owners might still be in business because we are producing at a loss. Seriously, we are using diesel. We don't have a constant NEPA supply, so we are using diesel. We are buying flours. Most of these things we are buying, they are all expensive. So at the end of the day, the bakery is just struggling to be in business. That's the truth of the matter. One of the things government can help us to do is by trying to review their policies. So, and another thing, government should try and encourage local manufacturers, right? Like flour, which is one of the major ingredients or one of the major materials we use in production. So flours can be produced locally. I don't see reason why government can encourage the young youth to go into cassava production. And with cassava production, we can produce flour from cassava, which if government look into this, I think it will really help because cost of importing grains from abroad and processing it here in Nigeria, the clearing fee, and recently government added to import duties, so which is really affecting us aside dollars. So if government can look into its policies and see how to amend and adjust some of its policies to favor the common businessman and see how we can improve on electricity power supply, to also help and reduce the price of things. So at least the poor masses or we, the normal Nigerians, can also get to buy all these things at a lesser price.
Price of bread is really biting hard on people. They can't even afford to buy bread anymore because of the increment in the raw materials. And then even we as a supplier, ourselves really dropped these days because of the high increase. People are complaining it's eating deep into their pocket. The raw materials, the incessant increase in the flour and the sugar, which is the major player in the bakery business, is really high. So it affects all things, and we are really begging, I don't know how to put it, but let the price of flour, sugar, oil, butter, that is the major player in bread business, to come down so that people, we have, bread is the cheapest food that people can buy and eat, but now it's unaffordable. Before, the smallest bread go as low as 160, then we give out to people for 180, and they sell for 200. So now it's really high, 200 and something naira to 300 naira, which is on the high side, and people are complaining bitterly. Like I said before, even me is affecting me because I cannot sell up to what I used to sell before. I can't sell to the quantity. It's a limited people that buy bread now. There's some people that are buying 10 will say give me 5 because of the high price. People cannot afford, a bread of 300 naira any longer. The economy is so hard on people.
Since 2021 now, for example, the cost of our delight bread, that's our regular bread, has moved 50%. No, is it 50%? 100%. Because we're selling it for 500 naira then, but now it is 1,000 naira, a whooping 1,000 naira. And the reason is not far-fetched. Wheat, flour is not produced in Nigeria. And so The flour we are using was produced by wheat, with wheat, and we import it. And so there was even a time whereby we had to wait for about 2-3 days to get supplies. So there was shortage of flour because of, I think, the 2020 COVID-19 issue, and I think the war in Ukraine was affecting the supply of wheat all over the world. And Nigeria is not producing anything, so what are we going to do? We just have to be at the mercy of every other country that are ready to supply us. So when the prices of wheat went up in the global market, it hit Nigeria very hard too. And so whatever price they gave us is what we are buying, and that's what we are going to sell. So now we are buying flour for about 44,000 naira. Just a bag of flour. That's even more than salary of an average worker here. Flour was around 21,000, 23,000 naira. And now it has gone to 44,000. And I had, because we are buying it in bulk, we have several branches. We had some people are buying it for as high as 48,000, 50,000 naira. In this same Lagos, in this same Nigeria. It's really terrible. Usually to survive in this kind of scenario, you can either increase price and risk losing your customers, or try to modify what you are producing, modify it. So we have been able to do some things that I'm not going to say on air now. And of course, we increase our prices little by little. Now, for example, the 100% increase that I talked about, if it were to be that we just increase this from 500 naira to 1,000 naira, all the customers will run away. But I've realized that from our records, our customers really don't react to little change in prices. 50 naira change, 100 naira change will really not move them. So the last time we changed was from 900 naira to 1,000. So just a few customers, 3 out of 200 customers will say, okay, I'm not buying. But the remaining 197 will say, Nigeria is bad, dude. Let's just buy it like that. So they just go ahead and buy. So we have been able to, God is helping us, and our think tank management, they have been very, very on the top of their game to make sure that we do everything correctly. There are some things we can do as specialists. If you want to know about that, we can teach you on how to make it work. It's not the flour alone that contributed to the high cost of bread. You talk about sugar, talk about milk, talk about butter, and every other thing too. Diesel. Imagine if this continues like this in the next 1 year, the next 2 years, I still believe we are going to be in business because we understand this game. But for many bakeries, we've heard of several bakeries closing down. Many more are going to close down. Yes, because they are not going to be able to manage it. They won't be able to pay staff. Even recently, we had to lay off some of our staffs so that we can be able to leverage on the things we have and break even. Just break even, not even making profits. Just break even.
These bakers are calling on the federal government to come to the aid of bakers by reducing the pressure on the economy. They also urge the government to put in place business-friendly policies to mitigate the hardship that the masses were undergoing, occasioned by fuel subsidy removal.